Yeah, if you're in video.
So we'll just go over all of these switches from left to right. Here is the inverter breaker. Fuel shutoffs. The main reason for fuel shutoffs here would be if you're changing a fuel filter and the tank is full and the filter's a little lower, just a gravity kind of issue. So shutting those off. So if you have the mechanic coming down, which actually Chris has some filters on order because the Cummins mechanic was unable to get that fuel water separator filter. So we got them, they're shipping to his address, so that'll happen right after you guys get back, essentially. So one is for generator, one is for engine, and they just pull out like that. And it's really just a push-pull cable that goes to a ball valve on the top of the tank. Next to that is fire suppression. There's no pin on this, and the pin on the actual canister is out. So that is armed, if you will. Like if you were to pull that, it would let out the fire suppression. So just be mindful, especially if, I don't know if you're gonna have any kids on the boat ever, but just be mindful of that because that could be a mess. Yeah.
So don't pull that.
Yeah, don't pull the fire suppression. Don't even play with it.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. They have to step on the here. They can't go down there.
Kind of the rules of the fire suppression is if you did suspect a fire in the engine room, you would not open the hatch because you would just feed it oxygen. You would shut off the engine, shut off the ignition, because that'll shut off the blower, which will exhaust all of your retardant. So once everything is shut down, then pull that pin. Here is the emergency battery parallel. Is really just for starting the engine. So say your engine start batteries were dead and not able to start. You could turn that switch to the on position here. And now the house battery is also linked into that, and just enough to get you to start. And then once you're started, then you'll be charging from the alternator. So, but it's not to use if your house battery dies and you want to keep the stereo going for a little longer or something. Engine start battery here, common negative and house battery. I'll explain the common negative a little more. So this makes a pair, positive and negative, and also that makes a positive and negative. So if I were to turn this negative off, then I wouldn't have either engine start or house battery functional. You want to leave house battery and the negative in the on position because Beneteau wires their bilge pump after those switches. It's not direct to the battery. So in order for that bilge pump to have its auto function, those battery switches need to be on. And that's windlass breaker here, 100 amp windlass breaker.